Hey, it's the final countdown. It's the final show of the year, weekday show for baseball. And hello, I hope everybody's having a great day. Here's what we're going to do today. I got with Hoop. Actually, I asked AP first, and then Hoop said go, or AP said go to Hoop. So I asked Hoop. I said, Hoop, I'd like to do something for the people that grinded out baseball, even the people that bust my balls, even them. You all count. Here's what we're doing. Within the next couple of minutes, we're going to have to give this away. We're giving away a 555 ticket to DraftKings MLB contest tonight. So a 555 coming at one of our members. Now, you thought about something here, DC. What are we doing? We're going to give to someone in the live show chat, the Discord. So get in there. But no, not everybody pisses me off. Not everybody as. But yes, DC, how do you want to do this?
Well, that was my suggestion. So, I think this obviously is going to go to the member. If you've been grinding out baseball with us all season long, one of the last big slates of the year, certainly the last one, football coming up Saturday, Sunday that I'll be here for. So this tournament on DraftKings, which we were kind of planning to give it away for, is going to fill like now. So maybe they could use this for NFL. I think there's a 555 for that. I don't know. How
about this? At probably around a $500 ticket for
NFL. Yeah. They don't have to use it tonight. That's all right, right?
Okay. Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
You don't have to use it tonight. JT Hayes. So we'll give away. You're just gonna pick someone in the live show chat. So go for that, DC.
We're gonna see you can make us laugh in the live show chat. You guys are in there in the Discord. I added everybody. So if you're in the MLB chat, you got that notification, hopefully at Discord. And whoever can crack the best joke or, maybe present some information we missed, whatever it may be. It's an open competition.
Yep, and we'll give it away. Let's go about 5 minutes from now because, we don't have to do 5 minutes, but we will anyways. I want to get this out of the way. JT Hayes, you are in charge of picking out a non-subscriber in our YouTube chat for a free membership. So we'll give that away a little bit more. I feel like if we just get to a number, now we can't do the whole likes thing, but if we get to 150. Nah, we can't do the likes thing. You'll just pick somebody out, okay? Does that sound good to you?
Whatever you say, boss.
Don't you call me boss. Don't you call me boss. I don't want to hear that. It's a bunch of garbage.
I don't know if it's possible to call someone boss in a non-condescending way because anyone that you actually wouldn't want to be condescending to, you would never call them boss, right?
Like I call people boss all the time.
Like if you had to meet with your 2 levels above you boss in a court, you wouldn't call them boss, certainly. So yeah, I hear you. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, JT. Yeah. I see.
I get it. Yeah, it's like calling someone chief.
Yeah.
All right, chief.
Oh, chief is a good one too. Chief's mildly condescending. But not too much, guys. I mean, you're taking it too seriously.
I'll tell you who's not getting anything. Sky City is not getting anything. Sky City wins nothing.
What did he say?
Actually, we might take away your membership for that hurtful comment.
What did he say?
He said something hurtful. I don't even want to repeat it. It's such nonsense.
All right, I'll have to go look at it, but not very nice if it was nonsense.
Okay.
Nice. What do we got here? KMB Squid, I think they're going to fucking crush tonight with Mountcastle. Okay. Pensac. Yeah, this is going to be your job, DC. Let's get into it. Let's get into this slate, though. And hey, JT Hayes, man, is this going to be the most challenging slate of the year?
It's pretty fucking tough. I mean,
yes.
You've got 3. I think there's 4 teams, right? The American League wild card is the only thing left up for grabs. So the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Jays, and the Mariners. And then the A's have to win tonight and need, like everybody else, to lose in order to have a chance at, I think it would have to be a playoff game. So let's say 5 teams that have things to play for. There is the National League West, which is up for grabs, which I guess is somewhat significant, even though the Dodgers have a 14-game lead in the wild card. So everything in the National League is set except for the West. And you have to wonder the way that Dave Roberts manages with Kershaw making now, I think his 3rd start back, is he going to push him regardless? It's not the easiest matchup against the Brewers. So, we're looking at those pitchers. If we can find some of them that are going to give us 1, length, and 2, going to be decent. And there are no locks on this slate. I mean, I think Lance Lynn is as close as it gets to someone you would normally say, I want to play this guy no matter what. And you have to wonder, I think 5 innings, maybe 6 is his limit. he does get a great matchup against the Tigers, who traveled and scored 1 million runs yesterday. So it's tough at pitcher, and there's obviously some very clear chalk here. Ranger Suarez, who we'll get into. We'll talk about that. I'll let DC talk about him first, because I do have some thoughts on him this evening. But yeah, Holden, I think you're right. It's a tough slate. We've seen chalk bust on the offensive side the last couple of nights, and the pitching scores, the rule of thumb here is lower your expectations. Even if you're paying 10-2 for a pitcher, if you get 20, man, you've hit the jackpot.
20 is all you need. DC, are we close to naming a winner, a member for the 555 or whatever the hell?
Yeah, I'll pick it out after I'm done kind of talking a little bit about pitching and the slate overview. We'll go back to you guys, and then I'll
Cool.
find the person.
So listen, it is a difficult slate, right? So how do we plan to attack this thing?
Yeah, for sure difficult. I think JT made some really good points with the pitching. Your expectations have to be lowered for all of these guys. There has been a couple situations where, you get like a team that really needs to win and a pitcher that's going strong and all that. But even some of those haven't ended up super well recently. So JT mentioned Ranger Suarez. He was like, as soon as the Phillies moved him into the starting rotation, he was a guy identified as someone that could have a strong second half of the year. Started off a little slow, but man, these last 4 or 5 starts have been amazing for Suarez, including a shutout or a complete game in his last start against the Pirates. But I mean, he gets Miami here. Now, yes, you're a little concerned about the Phillies. At least I am, about their just kind of state of mind, right? Being eliminated from the playoffs after losing to the Braves. But I mean, Ranger Suarez, he's the pitcher. So I think he can kind of go out there and do his thing on his own. It's been a great run for him, and I think he'll want to cap off a great end of the season with a great final start. So I do like Suarez in Miami. Kershaw, I think is very interesting. Listen, the Dodgers are two games behind the Giants for that for the division title. I mean, they have a lot to play for here. Kershaw has, I know the last results weren't good, but he looks like he's back and healthy to me. And I think, sometimes situations like this where we do not know how long the leash is going to be, these situations, I'll sometimes trust the K props a little bit more than I otherwise would. Kershaw's is over 6.5, and you got to play the juice there, minus 140 on DraftKings. Mm-hmm. So they're expecting a full workload, right? From Kershaw basically there. So that's encouraging for me with Kershaw. Those are kind of the top 2 guys for me that I feel the best about. And I don't feel, that great about him, frankly, but it's just that kind of slate.
Okay, let's get to this JT Hayes. You know what? Let's get DC's thoughts on pitching first, and then you can go pick a winner, and then we'll do it. And let's go get some likes here. Like I said, thank you so much for watching all season long. Love us, hate us. You hit the like button or the down button, whatever. I don't care. I think it's awesome that you guys have hung with us all season long, especially now, like the ultimate grinders. You are the ultimate grinders watching us, or you just, want a free subscription for football season. So that's the way things go. We'll give those out. We'll give out the sub in just a little bit. But DC, then start with pitching. Let's get it. Top to bottom, who's your number 1 overall on the slate? Who's the most motivated?
Yeah, well, you clearly weren't listening to me over the last couple of minutes, Holden. But
I wasn't. I was placing bets. But give me some
Ranger Suarez and Clayton Kershaw. They're my top 2. I won't repeat everything I just said.
Okay. Do you want to go down a little bit?
Those are the 2 guys I want. If you're beyond them, John Gray, I think, is interesting in Arizona, but I think they had like 8 lefties in the lineup. His strikeout rate much lower against lefties. That's scary. Anthony Desclafani for the Giants at home. They've been kind of stingy with him on the pitch count. Again, a big game for them. He'll get a quick hook if things aren't going well, but I think he's got a chance at 7,200. But I don't have that much more. I'm interested to hear if JT has any cheap guys for me, and I'll go look for the winner of the ticket in the chat.
JT Hayes, you, my friend, I will listen to. Hello.
Yeah, I do like Lance Lynn here in this tune-up before his first postseason matchup. He gets an appointment, a matchup, if you will, with the Tigers. Tigers scored a bunch of runs last night, then traveled. They do strike out quite a bit against right-handed pitching. And after Lynn gave up, I think it was 7 earned runs against the Indians last time out, I look for him to use this to get right a little bit here. And you're only going to get 5 or 6 innings. If you get 6, you'll be happy. And like I say, that 20-point spot. Then I move to the guys that have things to play for. And Eduardo Rodriguez has burned me, I don't know, 15 times this season, but the price is right today, 8.5. Washington just coming out of Coors. It's a spot I like to attack with starting pitching because the pitches don't break the same in Colorado. So even though Erod is not obviously, the best of the best here, it's not like they're coming in and facing a Max Scherzer, but still, I think the break is going to give them a little bit. It's cool in DC, mid 60s with wind slightly blowing in. So I like Erod a little bit. And then you move on to risky guys because that's what's left. I'm worried about Ranger Suarez, not from the standpoint of his stuff, not from the standpoint of the matchup. I always hate to play these guys coming off these huge ceiling games, a complete game shutout against the Pirates. The problem is so many of these teams are gassed at the end of the season. The Marlins are definitely one of those teams that are gassed. They just put Jesus Sanchez on the IL. The lineup they put out is terrible. But like DC mentioned, I think what's key here is that state of mind. You're battling. He was pitching like the ace of their team, much better than Aaron Nola over the course of the last 6 weeks. And now you get knocked out. Your season's over. You fly down to Miami. It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot mentally for him. And how much length is he going to have? Is Girardi going to push him tonight, knowing that there's nothing to play for? I worry about that. On the other side, Sandy Alcantara, home matchup against a team that just got eliminated. I still don't think we're going to see full run out of him for 10-2. A couple of guys that I think are going to be lower owned that I have some interest in. And when I say some, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy here, but the Astros clinched yesterday. They put out a lineup that is, I think, Correa and maybe one or two other guys, the only starters in that lineup tonight. Sean Manaea pitched well against them in Oakland last week. And the Oakland A's, if they don't win, their season is over. So you get to learn a lot about Sean Manaea tonight. 9-1, the price isn't that bad. Steven Matz, same thing. He's been terrible against this Orioles team. But look at that lineup. The back half of that lineup is a single A lineup. I mean, there's not a single hitter in there that I'm concerned about. Price on Matz is interesting. I'll have some of him. And then the last guy made his first start of the season last week against the Cubs. The Cubs put out a disastrous lineup. I don't even know half of the players in this lineup. And at 6'8", Dakota Hudson would be the guy that I use in the cheaper range here. He's a pretty good pitcher. He was hurt, didn't pitch a lot this season. You've got that big ballpark in St. Louis, and he's only going to go 5 innings, but at 6'8", he can get you 15 or 16 with these Cubs the way that they strike out.
Okay, so here's one more thing. I thought the analysis about the DC was great, or Washington, DC was great. Been to hundreds of games there, and I'm telling you, anything below the upper, like the low 70s, that place plays gigantic. Now, that doesn't affect Juan Soto, but that place plays very big. When it's hot, it plays extremely small. I think it's one of the more volatile stadiums because of weather. It might be the most volatile, as a matter of fact. What's so funny, DC? What are you doing?
There's a lot of funny comments in the Discord. I'm having a very difficult time narrowing down this to one winner because there's
gotta pick one.
I know I do, but I'm just saying there's a number of them that I would like to.
Right. Let's go, guys. Let's do a ticket, huh? Didn't we do this yesterday? Yes, the kid. We did do it yesterday. Yeah.
All right. I'll make my decision.
DFS, fuck you. I love you, but go fuck yourself. Who else? Maybe we do give it to DFS for the Brazzers thing. It's disgusting, but he's been rolling with that for a while, and I almost want to. DC, I'm going to push you in the direction of our guy that keeps doing the Brazzers thing for me. Something about it.
He's had some good ones in there. I'm good with that. I'm good with DFS.
DFS. All right. You know what?
Yeah, DFS. You know who you are.
EFFESS. DFS. You, my friend. I don't want this thing popping up every day, though. It's disgusting.
Anyone making fun of Holden's good in my book. So yeah. That's a good selection.
Then Swint. Top things we learned about Holden: he doesn't meet people he works with, no matter what. He never listens. He loves to blurt out people in the chat. Just horrible things. Nice try, though, guys. He's a sick dude, but a great host. That would have gotten you, Swint, but you were just a little bit too late. Let's give it to DFS. So info@runpuresports.com. Hit them up. Obviously, we're not going to get you in a 555 tonight, but we'll get you in an NFL contest, okay?
It's got to be on one contest though. It's got to be a $500. No spreading it out. No, you got to go in for the big score here.
Yeah. And if it's a 4-4-4, don't complain about the $111 you're losing out on. Nobody does this more than RPS. Whether it's our brass and more than anything, our own subscribers. They love us so much that they stake other subscribers. So now what we got to give away before the end of this show, we're going to give away a 1-month membership to a non-subscriber for just hanging out. And you know what? If I said I didn't like you, you're still in the mix because I'm in a great mood today. Everything's going to go well. So congratulations, DFS. I'm happy for you. So I guess it's time to get to offense, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Maybe DC has some other thoughts, though. I know you weren't paying attention.
No, he was done with his pictures
when he spoke about it before, but you don't want to.
Did you hear him? Serious question. Did you listen to him?
Yes.
Okay.
I always listen to DC.
Yeah. Well, you listen to what I have to say. You don't always incorporate it into
you.
No, we have great disagreements. I mean, but sometimes I say, okay, all right, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean,
let's do this, boys. DC, if you have any more pitching options, please let us go. But who's your number one stack tonight, too?
Yeah, we can go over to offense. Number one stack. I mean, I've got the Blue Jays here. That's not, I think a lot of people would list the Blue Jays as their number one stack. They've got a team total nearing 7. Their season is on absolute life support. I think they have to win this game to stay alive in the playoff chase after not having a lot of success against the Yankees. But to the rescue comes Tom Eshelman for the Orioles, who is just like impossibly bad. He's somehow like a reverse splits pitcher who's way worse against right-handed hitters than he is against lefties, which is perfect for the Blue Jays, right? Where pretty much every hitter that you want in that lineup swings from the right side. So it just sets up so perfectly for Toronto to go off here, right? Just punish Eshelman and this Orioles team and get it going. So they are number one for me, but man, they are very, very expensive. And I think they're the team everybody wants. So when you throw in, expensive and chalk, it's like they have to go crazy to get you close to the top of a tournament, right? So those two things are a problem, but I mean, I just think they're going to do some serious work. The numbers look so good for them against Eshelman.
Okay, very good. Who's your number one overall stack today, JT Hayes?
I think there's a couple in contention. I mean, the Blue Jays look very, very good in that matchup. Eshelman's going to go 2 or 3 innings, then you're going to get that bullpen behind him. The park there is a concern in Washington with the Red Sox, who are going to be very, very popular. And then there's the team that I know that DC should maybe have interest in is the Twins, who've been very hot. They get a bad pitcher. On the other side of that game, though, what's intriguing to me is the Royals. They get John Gant and then the Minnesota bullpen. So you get some bad pitching there. Salvador Perez looking to try in just a few games to catch up to the Barry Bonds record. It seems like guy hits a home run every single night. And then out west, it is hot. Eric Lauer has pitched well throughout his career against the Dodgers, but there are some advanced metrics on him that I find a little bit troubling. And the Dodgers have just been so hot, and it's warm in Southern California. So I have some of the Dodgers as well. And then someone, actually both chats, asking us to talk about Tyler McGill. McGill, last 2 starts, really, really bad, in particular against left-handed bats. The Braves did put out a much watered-down lineup, but Luis Rojas, prior to the push, like finally the Mets manager woke up like 3 weeks ago and realized he should let his starters go deeper in games because his bullpen sucks. And surprise, surprise, it wasn't enough. But he was taking guys out at 75, 80 pitches, this being the last weekend. McGill being a kind of a second-year pitcher, I just don't expect him to go long here. And I'm not paying that 8-9 for a guy that has that much question marks around him.
Okay. I don't mind that at all. RPS Heater 25% off your first payment. We're giving away a 1-month subscription today. If you don't win it, I highly recommend you sign up. Monday through Friday, tons of NFL content. We're a couple of weeks away from NBA. I can't believe that's creeping up. We got a great hockey team too for NHL, but NBA is coming up, and you're going to want to get in. See, I think this is just me personally. Now, obviously, our crew crushes baseball and football, and we have a lot of proof because members do actually win here. I think NBA might be the best best sport as a team that we're on. I'm just not that it's a big dip there, but I learned NBA hyperspace with these guys and had a successful season. So I'm just saying, a couple weeks away, RPS Heater 25. Oh boy, we got a little bit of time. You guys want to go game by game? You got any interest in that, JT Hayes?
That's fine with me.
I know you talked a little bit about teams already.
We talked a couple more stacks. I mean, I just want to mention the Twins because I know, Holden, you had to have the Thursday off along with the Monday. I get it yesterday, so you weren't here on the show with me.
I wasn't invited. And
You've been ragging on me a little bit all year with the Twins. Yesterday on the show, I was like, you know what? I'm going back to them one more time. Yes, they've been painful. My play of the day, I'm back with it. Same outfit as yesterday, Byron Buxton.
That, by the way, is an awesome shirt.
It's an official really Byron Buxton Twins jersey. Yes, it's fantastic. Like I said yesterday, I don't get to wear it very often because he's always injured, but I got to take advantage when he's on the field and playing well. 2 home runs yesterday. And listen, a smart man would say, the Twins finally, I cashed in the 5-5-5. I had a good night. A smart man would say the Twins finally got me there after all the pain this season. And, and you cash out your chips and you walk away. But, I never claimed to be a smart guy. So I'm going to go back to the well one more time with my Twins. One more time. I'm not letting them end my season on a good note after all the pain and anguish they've caused me in this year. So Twins they're going to punish me one more time. They are, if you're not going to the Blue Jays, I'm going to the Twins.
But they helped you win, right? Yesterday?
Well, yeah, yesterday. But I'm saying I should just let it go, move on, take the winnings. But no, I got to double down, JT.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually like the Twins, so we're on the same page. I mean, I think there's a lot to like in this game in terms of 2 pretty good offenses and 2 not pretty good pitching.
I like the Royals side too, for sure.
I got a winner for the 1-month subscription for non-subscribers, but you got to be here when I announce it, and we'll announce it in just a little bit. So I already got a winner for a free one. JT Hayes. Let's go. You probably talked about some of these teams when we go through the games, but we'll start with Washington and Boston then. How about that? You know a little bit about this one. Washington, Boston, Erod, as I heard, you discuss him during the pitching side. He's fucked you over plenty of times. Red Sox going against a lefty tonight, Rogers. Anything here? Anything else you'd like to say?
On the Boston side offensively, they were so disappointing in that series in Camden Yards against some of the worst left-handed pitching they're ever going to see. And now they get this kid Rogers, who's actually not bad. A little bit lucky he's been in his last couple of starts, but I think for me, I'll definitely have some Boston in multi-entry, but it's not going to be like the last couple of nights where they were dotting even in my non-Boston lineups. I had Renfroe or I had Kike or I had Dahlbeck, who's done nothing this week. It won't be like that. If I'm going to play Boston, I'm going to play them as a full stack and not take chances on them ruining a lineup.
I feel like Boston has to be pressing right now. You get 3 games against the Orioles and 3 horrible lefties. You can't really get the job done in like the best park to hit in, Camden Yards. You're clinging to your season, and now you got to go to a National League park. You lose the DH. And listen, Josh Rogers, like for the Nationals, he's not any good, but I think he's better than the 3 lefties the Orioles threw at him. I think he's better than all 3 of those guys. So, the weather is nice and cool in DC. Like, it all makes sense why Boston would bust here, but it's like, okay, this would make sense then. They finally do go off, right? If you jump off the train, it's like 3 home runs in the first inning, and you're just like, God, yeah.
That's what happens with Boston, right? Same thing with Toronto. If in the first inning those games put up a combined 7 runs, you're in for a long night if you don't have them. That's the other challenge with this slate, besides the pitching, is you don't have one of those 2 offenses, given who they're facing and the bullpens that they have behind those starters. It could get really, really ugly.
For sure. Yep.
Okay, boys. After this next game, I'm going to give it out. So there we go. Does the winner have to be vaxxed? No, the way I honest to God could not give a shit less if you die or stay alive. Because listen, you're getting a free month. If you're dead, it'll go away. If you're alive, great. You can continue to use it. JT Hayes, your stance on that?
I think the memberships are transferable, so you can leave it in your will. You can leave it to a member of your family. And we will share with them and shower them with condolences upon your passing. But for our virtual Discord, we do not have a vaccine mandate.
Yeah,
It'll be great. At your funeral, it'll say his last act as an honorable member of humanity was to give away an 1 month RPF subscription to his brother. So that'll be great.
Better than leaving a trust fund.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, Parabay.
A month of RPS, you'll have a trust fund anyway.
The winner does not have to be vaxxed and waxed, Parabay. That's disgusting. Jason,
Waxed is a different discussion. Waxed is a different discussion.
Give me the membership so I can buy Tinder Gold next month. I mean, Jason, I kind of want to pass it on, buddy. I did erase Tinder though. I mean, that's kind of just the low level of women. I mean, you don't want low level women. You want to get up to Bumble, buddy. And then maybe even Hinge. I'm just saying. So,
well, Bumble is better than Tinder. I'll concur. I don't agree with many Holden takes, but I'll agree on this one.
Have you seen that Plenty of Fish thing? That's the one where I met that dominatrix lady. She was nuts, man. I did not want anything.
No, I only had the Tinder and the Bumble. That was it for me. And now I got a girlfriend, so I don't have them anymore that she knows about, except for on my second phone. But I try not to spend too much time.
That Plenty of Fish thing. Don't do it, buddy. I know you want the Tinder Gold. Don't do it. So let's move on. Let's just continue to do what we do here. DC, Yankees, Rays, anything?
I mean, we've said it a number of nights in a row now. These tough matchups for the Yankees against some of the Blue Jays starters, right? Guys like Robbie Ray and Barrios, Hinge and Ryu, but Judge and Stanton. I mean, they just continue to get it done every night, right? It doesn't matter kind of who's on the hill. I think that's kind of the same situation for Shane McClanahan here, who is a guy I like a lot, who turn back time, JT McClanahan. If I had a fun loss to you on the Matt Chapman day. That had to be in April, maybe May.
It was early in the season.
Way back. It seems like a long time ago to me. But anyway, he is a good, talented young pitcher, but you see how hot the Yankees bats have been reflected in this total. A 4.5 total against a good pitcher like McClanahan with a good bullpen behind him. Give me some Judge and Stanton. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts, JT, if you've thought about this. The Rays can kind of choose who gets in the playoffs, right? Like the Rays are in. They have nothing to play for. The Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, and Mariners are all battling for those 2 wild card spots. All 4 of those teams still alive. And the Rays have the series with the Yankees. If they sweep the Yankees, they can keep the Yankees out of the playoffs. I assume that they would want the Red Sox and Mariners in, right? Kind of with them at this point. But I don't know because the Rays really don't have anything to play for, but I do expect them to play hard this series, I guess.
I don't think there's anything that would make Kevin Cash happier than knocking the Yankees out of the playoffs.
In Yankee Stadium, to go into the playoffs, you sweep the Yankees to knock them out. Like what? So much momentum, right? Headed in if you can do that.
I agree. The question is he petty enough to risk, some of his arms in the bullpen? I think they have a pretty well-formulated plan now. They've got these guys. Even Yarbrough yesterday pitched pretty well until the home run against Correa. They've got them in a good place moving into the playoffs. McClanahan's going to go 4, maybe 5 innings. And the only thing, because I looked at it, Nestor Cortez's price is a little bit too high and his projection is low. And the problem is with stacking the Rays at this point is these guys aren't in need of more than a couple of at-bats. So as soon as the Yankees turn this around, you're going to see a lot of pinch hits. So guys who I would normally be interested in, like a Rosarina, or even a Manuel Margot hitting in the middle of that lineup, that as soon as they get Cortez out of there, there's going to be different guys coming in.
It's just like those guys could stay in the whole game. We just don't know, right? It's the Rays. And it's just, what do we have? Do we have 15 games, 14 games?
14 games,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to risk pinch hit guys, especially like the matchup's not that good, right? Against Nestor Cortez is a good pitcher. And so for me, it's just the Yankees power is where I want to go if anywhere in this game.
Let's go. You didn't want to talk about that, do you, JT? You don't have anything to say. Derek Ringering. Derek Ringering, who I'm sure is you're just laughing. I'm so.
You have. I like it. How do you decide what to say when you come back after 5 minutes where me and JT were talking and you have no idea what we said and you're like, So,
Well, this now
and you just,
usually
have to
guys,
choose which some direction to go and hope that it's not. Hope it's appropriate for the conversation at
only
hand.
checked out for a minute or two during the show. I'm not going to tell you what's going on my phone right now, but it is a little bit distracting. So Derek Ringering, you win the 1 month subscription. Derek Ringering, info@runpuresports.com, and tell him Holden sent you to get the free 1 month subscription on the baseball show. Derek Ringering. I'm going to put the phone away.
Now I know what it's like to watch a human brain deteriorate in front of me.
And if you saw some of the stuff that she said to me, you'd be a little distracted too, pal. That's all I'll tell you.
Well, why don't you read them on there?
Why don't you show us? Why don't you show the people?
I'm going to read. I'm not going to show you her pictures. I just whimpered out loud reading that. Good thing my mic is off. I'm looking forward to spending time. I'm going to work out, then shower. I'm going to make myself blank in the shower. Imagine you blanking me. I mean, you would not.
That was your text. Read hers.
No, you would not get this. Mine are a lot more vile than that, my friend. Mine are like a million times more vile. So we'll move on to the Orioles and Blue Jays. I have no idea if you guys have talked about that, but please bloviate.
Go first, JT.
Did you guys talk about that, JT, while I was busy?
Actually, so this is for the members. I was going to do something, but you're not going to listen anyway. To recap,
have you ever seen me check out an NFL show? No. Never.
To recap, the Blue Jays are in a great spot. The second half of this Orioles lineup is a single A lineup, so I think you can play Mats here. TC, anything to add?
Yeah, I love the Blue Jays. Mats is fine. I'm not a huge Mats guy, but it makes a lot of sense. And then if you need value, right, if you are stacking a team like the Blue Jays, there's a lot of it on the Orioles. I mean, half their lineup is the bottom half of the lineup is all 2K. They've all got a little bit of power. So that's one place to look for value.
Damn straight. I am running pure tonight, Jason. Tomorrow, actually. Tonight's a family night. So Philly, Miami. I'm DC. Screw that. JT. Screw that.
Yeah, no interest in the offenses in this.
No bats here, but I'll say for the fourth time, I do like Ranger Suarez.
Who do you like, huh? As a pitcher? No. Mets and Braves. Same thing.
Pretty much, I'm out here.
Okay. Just stop me. I'll just start reading games off. Cleveland, Texas.
Interest in the Cleveland side. You got Spencer Howard. Mostly the power here. Ramirez. Franmil, if he decides to have an at-bat tonight. I had a good bit of Franmil last night, and apparently somewhere between 7:01 and 7:06, he decided to take the night off. So that was not fun. And then Stevie Boynton, our guy Stevie, was asking about Eli Morgan. And can you play Eli Morgan? Eli Morgan's 7-3 against Texas. Yeah. I mean, he's probably got the same 5-inning upside as any of these other guys. And we know that Texas strikes out a lot. I wrote him down in my first pass of pitching this morning, and then I just came off of him as I went in other directions. But he's got the same. Go ahead.
On paper, Morgan looks okay to me. Like a lot of the metrics for him look decent.
Yeah.
But I've watched him pitch, 3 or 4 times, and man, he is not an inspiring guy to, you're like, every time I watch him pitch, I'm like reminded, like, how does this guy get anybody out? So I get the play on paper for sure. I just have trouble pulling the trigger myself.
Yeah, just on the slate, what are you getting other than you're being a little bit different? I think outside of Lynn and Suarez.
I think Steve's saying he expects Morgan to pitch well, which I mean it's against Texas. It's in Texas. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. I don't know, from him to Erod to some of these other guys, it's I almost feel better with them than him, especially because of his relative age, and you don't know what Cleveland's going to do. Whereas some of these other guys, I can see where there's a little bit of a leash there for them as opposed to him.
Yeah.
JT, you're getting major kudos in both chats. You see my brain deteriorating right in front of us. That happens more off the air than on the air. but this is just the fallout, my friend. But good job. I'm happy. And while we're at it, why don't you plug the podcast that you and I do with a couple other old guys, G Risen and Uncle T?
Yeah, we do a Wishbone podcast on Tuesday night. It comes out Wednesday morning. We had a very spirited discussion about National Sons and Daughters Day on our podcast this week, and a number of other things. We talked a little bit of football too, so it was pretty good. That's every week. It's pretty lively. So it's available. Where is it available, Holden? Everywhere you get your podcast? Is that what
YouTube,
they say? That's what the kids say?
More than anything else. DC has never listened to that show. We do not talk sports for at least the first 35 minutes of every.
What an accusation there. What an accusation.
I mean, I'm going on your track record.
No. I have an alarm set for when I bring that podcast might come out. And it is I get up early in the morning, earlier than normal to listen in. So
notification on your phone, correct?
Yes.
An alarm, he says.
Yeah.
An alarm, he says.
Both. I don't want to miss it.
Both. Yes. Cleveland, Texas. Okay. Detroit and the White Sox. Anyone?
Yeah, give me. I mean, I'm not. We got to fade Detroit here. I also don't want to play Lynn. I just don't trust the workload. But I mean, the White Sox for sure. Wiley Peralta. You remember back in like June, July, he had like 4, 5, 6 good games in a row. And it's just like, this is bullshit. You knew it was coming to an end. It did, of course, and he's been bad ever since. So, I mean, the White Sox, I think, are. It seems like, I mean, La Russa's like an old school guy, right? I think he like wants to be kind of slugging when they go into the playoffs. This isn't a team that's been healthy all year, right? I mean, Robert, Eloy, Yasmani Grandal, and even Tim Anderson have all missed significant time. So I think he kind of wants to get this team rolling. So there are some teams I'm worried, they got nothing to play for. Maybe they can pull their starters early. Like the Astros maybe could do that, but I don't think the White Sox will do it. So I think they're a very strong stack tonight.
Okay. You like a little White Sox here, JT Hayes?
I do. Yeah. I like the Sox against, is it Wiley or Willie Peralta? However you say his name.
I don't care, man. He doesn't deserve us to know his name.
Willie.
Yeah,
sure. I'm going to go Willie. I mean, they got 5.5 implied total, so that's kind of big. And guys, besides for DC shitting on me in the premium chat, if you actually have baseball questions, by all means ask them. And if you have baseball questions in the free chat, we will answer those questions too. And I see Mangone is here. Mangone, who could not show up and do the show before this, the football show, the Friday News Dump, which you should be watching because it's all about injuries. But Mangone has graced us with his presence in the chat. So it's very nice to see.
I was thinking he was on air with us. I was all excited, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to. I'm a newbie. I like already. I don't know what that means, Be More Raven, but thank you. Yeah, hit the like button since we've been doing this for free for you every friggin' day this whole season. So that's good. I just want to say one thing. I am actually excited about the Mariners tonight. Dude, that place has been going nuts. And they got the Angels tonight, and it's been over 21 years, DC, since they got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to see Red Sox, Yankees, but dude, I want to see that place in a wild card. I want them to get to the division series because it is going to be lit. Those fans, there's not that many of them, but now the ones that are showing up have totally bought in.
Oh, those bandwagoners, they're ready to go with the Seattle Mariners. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just wild. They like, if you ask even me, like throughout the season, I would have been like, no, the Mariners have no chance. Here they are, 3 games to go, and they have a chance to get in. It's incredible. I mean, it's just hilarious that the three other teams they're competing with are the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Yankees, right? 3 powerhouses out in the AL East. And then you've got your little baby Mariners out on the West Coast. Nobody ever gets to stay up and see them play, but they got like the same record as all 3 of those teams. It's just crazy. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them sneak in there.
Say the little baby Mariners?
The little baby Mariners, yeah.
Baby Mariners. I like it.
You remember those old days back in the 90s?
They got veteran Kyle Seager leading them. It's a good story.
You know what? You know what's interesting? DePoto succeeded despite failing. Toro has been an absolute stud muffin. They don't have Graveman. They've been fine. He's like, oh, we're making this deal to have another deal. Well, they never got the next deal, but he got lucky. So good job. Better be lucky than good sometimes, I guess. I feel like JT Hayes has been trying to hold back his laughter the entire show. JT, you want to laugh?
I've been laughing. I've been laughing when it's appropriate, and And by the way, Sky City got freaked out. He's DMing me. He's telling me he didn't mean to hurt my feelings.
Ooh.
Sky City, the guy who took a unwise shot at me earlier. And Sky City obviously has not watched any of these broadcasts before. If he's worried about my feelings, so Sky City, we're good. You're still a word that I'm not allowed to use on this video.
I did say lit, Jason. Why is that so crazy? Because I use vernacular that is not from the 1800s. I mean, I don't understand what's so funny about that. But hey, whatever, man. Cape League Burner, I miss Junior E. Martin Buhner too. I actually covered the Mariners 98-99. It was an amazing experience. Got half the year in the Kingdom, which was the worst stadium I've ever been to. And then Safeco was amazing. Now it's like T-Mobile or some garbage like that. Oakland, Houston. I'm sure you've talked about him already, but talk about him again. Manaea, Valdez.
No. Not yet on this one. So there you go. I don't have a ton of interest here. You know, the two lefties, both pretty good pitchers. I guess you could. I mean, for Framber Valdez, 10.1K. I mean, I guess you could make the case for him here. I don't really want to do it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have much here. JT, anything?
Just some Manaea, just based on that lineup. The lineup has, I think, close to a 24% strikeout rate. Yeah, and again, this is a must-win. Manaea at times has pitched like an ace. He had a couple of fantastic games this year. One against the Yankees in the Bronx. He pitched well just last week against this Houston team. And again, that was the starters. Now you get a bunch of these guys that are out of the lineup. And Oakland has to win. Oakland has to win if they want a chance. So he's one of the few pitchers on this slate that I have no concerns. If he's pitching well, he is going to stay in because Oakland's had the goddamn worst bullpen in the game over the course of the last month. So the last thing that Bob Melvin wants to do is put that bullpen in.
Oakland's eliminated. I re-looked it up because I thought that was the case. So they are, unless I'm reading it wrong, officially out. So I don't know if that changes your opinion on Manaea.
It would. I saw earlier they're 4 with a shot. Okay, maybe they're out.
I'm seeing the ESPN page. They got an E next to their name, so I'm pretty sure they're out.
All right, then never mind. Sorry, guys.
You know, I'm just gonna stay with DC here so he can ramble on about his Twins again. We just do it. Just, you know what, DC, we got 17 minutes left in the show. If you want to talk Twins for the rest of the show, I'm all.
You would like that, yeah? It would lower your workload here. You already can't even promote your own podcast. You got to make JT do it. It's like, what are you even doing here? But sure,
he's his podcast too.
Well, I know, but you're the host. That's kind of your job to promote the.
No. JT is.
I mean, they're not tuning in for your baseball analysis, so I'm just wondering. But
JT speaks, people listen. Okay.
That's true.
They really listen. They're afraid of him.
Everybody but you listens. Yeah.
It's better to be feared than knowledgeable. You want to talk about the Twins a little bit more?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, John Heasley pitching for the Royals today. Like we've seen, I talked about it, I think yesterday. All these rookie pitchers that the Royals have called up have all been terrible. Like up from the minor leagues. He wasn't that good in the minor leagues either. And the Twins, like this offense, I think is still playing hard. I mean, when you look at each individual player here, there's been some disappointing seasons amongst these Twins, but like the players that you want to roster, Jorge Polanco's been outstanding. He's still hitting. We saw Donaldson go yard yesterday. Buxton went yard yesterday. You've got a very cheap Luis Arias at the top of this lineup. Sano has had a big second half. He's got a ton to prove, right? So I think the Twins are a team that, of course, playing for nothing, but individually, I think a lot of these players are playing for a lot. So, I talked about it yesterday. There's no pinch hit risk really on this team, especially among the top 6. And then I did get a question on Nick Gordon. I expect him to be in there all game. He's 2,200, a cheap option. The argument that we were making yesterday was that, or me and Title were making, was like, if you can make a case for each individual player in the lineup at their position, which I think you can for the Twins, you're going to like the stack. So that was the case yesterday. That's the case tonight. And hopefully, they'll do us good one more time.
For those of you with Yadiel Hernandez in your lineup, get him out. He had a dental procedure and he's not playing. So going to the dentist sucks, JT Hayes. I hate the dentist. I really do. It's just the worst. Nothing.
Can't imagine playing baseball after getting a tooth pulled either. Oof.
Really? It'd be awful.
JT, how did your championship baseball game go? We never.
Hang on!
What?
Mangone.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to notice. I had my money on like JT saying something first. I didn't have my money on Holden saying something first. But if you did have a ticket on Holden to say something first, like congrats, because no one saw that coming.
Holden's.
Oh.
And again, there's more deterioration. I see a shiny object. It's Mangone.
Yeah, it's like it's the red ball bouncing. Doon, doon, doon. Hey, Mangone. First of all, what's up with the muscle shirt, bro?
I mean, this is like the shirt like you don't really wear out too much. You just wear it in the house only.
Yeah,
so
I got a lot for Mangone. I mean, I was going to start with the muscle shirt too, but the second would be the paint job in the background. It's like a.
I like it.
I don't know. I kind of like Holden.
So everyone has questioned this except Holden, and that means everyone thinks that I'm in Holden's basement, just held hostage.
I don't have a basement anymore.
That's what they want us to think. You don't have a basement.
A wonderful basement. It was so nice. Mangone, want to give some things here on baseball, or do you just want everybody to see your face? Can you show me your guns? Show me the guns.
I don't have guns. I never have really.
Let's go.
Listen,
I don't really have guns.
Show up with a muscle shirt. You got to show the guns, man.
Gotta give us the guns. There you go. There's the gun show. All right. Mangone, what do you like tonight?
JG's about to pull the plug on his internet and just peace out. Here.
Give us the gun show, bro. You're gigantic.
All right, so
steroids.
I need to talk to JT and DC because I do like the Twins tonight, and I like that Royals game.
Yes. Join the dark side, my friend.
I actually played the Twins the other day in like a Tiger stack, and of course it was like 2 days ago, and then yesterday the game goes off, which was very frustrating. But this is my last go at MLB. I'm not eating the chalk. I'm not playing this Boston and Toronto garbage. I'm gonna watch it burn for an hour.
Join me on the Twins. Join me.
Like what I'm gonna do is if I see, let's say the Blue Jays go for 7 runs in the first 3 innings, okay? I'm going to jump on like some random stack that no one has, right? Because that way I can play catch up with something that's absolutely unknown. But if it just burns, I'm going to go on to like the Twins and the Royals and stay there. So
yeah,
I do want to hear your guys' thoughts on a 5-man Dodger stack because this feels similar to the slate the other day where a lot of people are spending their salary at pitcher. And this was like 2 days ago. And that was Cole and that was Max. So it's a little bit different, but both those pitchers busted. I don't know if all these pitchers can bust in this range from like 8.5 and above or 8.4 and above. And I think if you play that 5-man Dodger stack, it just gets you a totally different build because of how expensive those guys are. So that's what I'm considering. And then I guess like you can go like a Hudson and like maybe an Eli Morgan, or maybe you can go Eduardo Rodriguez. Like Erod is the guy I'm kind of keying in on. He gets an extreme pitcher's umpire, and he's a guy that can get squeezed at times. He gets the good ballpark. But I did look at some of the K rates of like the Nationals, and I worried some. But I mean, the Vegas total seems good, so I kind of like Erod some.
Yeah, I really like the Dodgers. I mean, they still got to win. They're going to be out there. They're running out their best lineup that they can, and the Brewers have nothing to play for. I think Eric Lauer will probably, whether or not he's pitching well, I don't think he's going to be in there long. And listen, the Brewers already lost their second best reliever, Devin Williams, because he punched a wall. Like they've got to preserve any arms that they've got in the bullpen. So I don't think you'll see Josh Hader out of the pen, even if it was a situation for him. I don't really think you'll see anybody that the Brewers are kind of, counting on for the playoffs. So I think the matchup here for the Dodgers could potentially be even better than it looks if you just look at like the Brewers bullpen on paper and all that stuff, because I don't think a lot of those guys are going to pitch. So I like that Dodgers stack a lot.
Mangone, what do you think of Erod and the Twins tonight?
I mean,
I know. I actually heard you that time, so I decided to throw that at you. I know it's surprising, but I'm listening now. I told her, leave me alone.
Such disrespect, man. Gone comes on, you listen to everything he's got to say. You didn't hear a word.
Listen. I'm a big Mangone fan.
You're such a big fan that we're getting lunch on Thursday, and I'm trying to get RPS to pay for the lunch, so I want DC to come with us, but you won't let him. So I mean, we gotta make it a
whoa. You guys are going to lunch without me?
Do you know what my rule is? 2, no good. Got to have a third. DC, do you want to come down to our neck of the woods, a good 45 minutes, and eat lunch with us? Because you're invited officially
on Thursday.
Yes.
I'll have to check
the calendar, DC. Check the calendar.
Yeah, I'll check my very busy calendar after the show.
Check the calendar. Maybe you can cycle your way there. I'm not sure. It could be possible.
Hey, since everybody's watching, we'll give you a free NFL pick. I asked Mangone, I'm like, what do you think of Devontae Smith over 47.5 yards? And then he showed me the 8 million fucking picks that he put on the bet sheet. And one of them was Devontae Smith. So that's Mangone. I love that play because the Kansas City's going to give up 1 trillion yards this week and still win.
I agree. It's going to be a fun game. It does feel like it could be a nice always Mahomes week, DC.
It usually is.
FanDuel it up. That's easy stack them there. Chicago, St. Louis, anyone? Colorado, Arizona, anyone?
I have one play from the Cubs and Cardinals that I like. A couple actually. Ian Happ has just been red hot. He's cheap, hitting third in that Cubs lineup. Dakota Hudson's not any good. Is Dakota Hudson going to be popular tonight, Mangone?
No, I don't think so. I think everyone's playing like the 8-4. I think mainly the 8-4 pitchers and above, right? At least.
I mean,
when I did the cash chart,
Cubs have a 3.3 team total.
Yeah, I think that there's enough like salary relief plays on DK where you can get away with it. So I think you're fine. I think it's going to be like,
I'm not playing him, but yeah.
I think Lance Lynn is the chalk, and then I think everyone's going like either Suarez, Erod. I don't know, because there's a mix of so many different combos you can go, I think, from 8-4 and above. I think Lance Lynn is the chalkiest, though, because everyone just sees the Tigers. They assume Lynn is safe, and he'll get his strikeouts, and he'll get out of there in like 5 to 6 innings. Doubt he goes 7, right? Unless he's just going absolutely clean, which you could against the Tigers.
KMB Squid wants to do some shtick here. He wants me to ask you guys about your Baltimore stance again.
I mean, before we talk about Baltimore, he thinks Baltimore is going to crush. I mean, that's a tough. I love Squid, but Jesus Christ, I mean,
come on, Squid. I think he's doing some shtick.
Squid. Let me just.
No, he likes the Orioles tonight. He likes the Orioles.
Was asking seriously?
Yeah, he likes the Orioles. Hey, here's the thing on Dakota Hudson. I actually like Hudson. I have a fair amount of Hudson in my lineups just because of how much the Cubs strike out, the bigger park. And I think this is a situation where I feel pretty confident, even though he's going to throw 75 to 80 pitches, Hudson will get to 5 innings because they want to stretch him out for the postseason. I mean, they need this guy unless you want to go into the postseason with Lester and Happ running that 3rd or 4th game, whatever they get to. So I think Hudson's interesting, or maybe they use him out of the bullpen coming out in that first game for a series.
Let me get to a couple questions here before the show ends. Chup, DeSclafani Morgan, Marco Hudson with a Dodgers Toronto stack. So he's got a Dodgers Blue Jays stack. Does he go DeSclafani Morgan or Marco and Hudson?
I like the first one better, but I bet JT will say the second one because he's on Hudson, right?
Yeah, I would go Hudson, and if you go Hudson, you could probably get Erod in there. I wouldn't play DeSclafani. I don't believe the Giants have to win one game this weekend, and that's it. They win one game, I think, then they get the division. And I don't know. I'm not on DeSclafani.
And the Giants, that's another team we could get into here, unless you've already talked about them when I was sexting. But thoughts on the Giants? Anyone? 5 implied total?
Yeah, same as Tampa Bay, really, right? There are a couple of guys that are interesting here. Like Brandon Crawford is a guy that I have a bunch of.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like Brandon Crawford, awesome play. The rest of them, not so much, right? I mean,
just have no idea who's going to get more than 2 at-bats.
Won't be Crawford will be in there though, so you don't have to worry about him. Yeah.
But this is a game especially where you worry about that because it's a bullpen game for San Diego. So they're going to come in lefty righty, and Gabe Kapler is not going to be able to help himself, and he's going to just be pinch hitting the whole game long.
Okay,
man, you're still coming after Gabe Kapler, 105 win season with the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, I know what the problem is, dude.
I'm not coming after him. He's done an amazing job considering the issues he's had with the pitching staff there.
He's going to win Manager of the Year.
I could make a case for Snicker, to be honest.
You can, but it's not happening.
105 wins for the Giants, yeah.
Okay.
They beat the Dodgers. Come on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm sure there's many coaches in the NFL I can pull up that won Coach of the Year that you would not want to coach your team these days. I'll say that. But hey, he might get it, sure.
How many energy drinks have you had today? The chat wants to know.
So someone said I was laying off them, but yeah. I will say I guess I've technically had one because I've discovered Dutch Bros because those don't exist on the East Coast.
Oh, Dutch Bros is the nuts, man.
Welcome to
Oh,
Colorado.
it is the nuts. I mean, it is a bad thing for me to have discovered.
No.
This was one of our Run Pure members, A Banks. He gave me the tip. I was talking about some.
Oh, hold it. You haven't been to a Dutch Brothers yet?
That's what I said. I was like, Dutch. Oh yeah, Dutch Brothers. Yeah.
It's the Stones. I mean, you get these energy drink Rebel things. The one I get, the classic is the Vampire Slayer. It's called. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's very delicious.
You know what we should really do, Mangone and DC? We should go on a edible bus ride. Is what we should do. Just a nice tour of all the dispensaries with edibles. What do you think?
Oh, then I've literally never done an edible or smoked.
Well,
So
time to
that's
start.
not really like an activity I want to like start off with like you. I think I want to be in the household. If
Go
I
big or go home, Holden. You just got to.
And the other thing is,
First of all, first that Travis, what the fuck are you wearing? That is not a Street Travis outfit. That is a manhandler mauling Mangone coming at you. He's got a steel pipe. He's got a baseball bat with nails coming out of it. And you better run for your fucking life. What is that outfit?
It's one of those things you don't wear. You don't
Colorado,
wear the
and
house,
oh my
JT.
goodness.
Don't you have clothes you don't wear? When you
I will
leave the
only
house?
meet you and Holden for lunch if you wear exactly that.
Exactly that outfit. Okay, we got 4 minutes. I got to talk about one game. Because when I was making lineups, I'm using projections, the optimizer. My opto was putting into every lineup a bunch of Rockies and a bunch of Diamondbacks. And
I like the Rockies.
yeah, and I'm not sure if it was price driven because I was jumping on the show, but just in case in my multi-entry, I made, I think, 4 or 5 game stacks of that game because same situation with that we talked about with Kansas City and Minnesota is Gray's not going to go long. Humberto Castellanos sucks. And then behind Gray, you don't have a great bullpen. I think the roof is open out there in the desert. Interesting game stack that I don't think anyone is going to have on a 14-game slate. Diamondbacks and Rockies.
thanks for having that, JT. Appreciate it, pal. Just get that.
Did you hear anything I said, or
You said something about Diamondbacks and Rockies.
are you still? I think you had 7 mini strokes while I was speaking, so I hope you're okay.
Which just now I had a stroke or earlier?
I mean, all throughout the show, it's
All
been.
throughout the show.
I can see the pulsations.
It's definitely been an interesting show, JT Hayes. Who's the Eiffel Tower play here tonight?
You are.
Well, that'll be tomorrow.
That's yeah. Seems like. Can I get you for the whole weekend? I can get the Holden Eiffel Tower play for the whole weekend.
You want the whole weekend?
Yeah. Well, I don't know when your date is, so
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. What are you guys doing?
Just probably gonna have sex. We're not going out. When I took her out on 2 dates already, that's enough. Mangone, who's your play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, so it can change if like things don't go correctly because I'm like kind of doing the K phallic, but I'm gonna go with Mr. Byron Buxton. I'm pretty in on him, and I'm gonna pay up there at the 4,700 price tag. You can have George Springer and JD Martinez and Hunter Renfroe. I'll take Byron Buxton instead.
DC, real quick. Zwickler wants to know FanDuel GPP Straw or Kelnick.
Kelnick.
Yeah.
Ben, you stole my play. Byron Buxton was my guy yesterday. He gets 2 home runs. I'm wearing a Byron Buxton jersey, and you just.
I just want to hold hands with DC and go to lunch with him and Holden. I mean, that's all. I want.
Fair enough. Well, Byron Buxton was also mine, but I'll choose someone else. Ian Happ. There's a guy who'll get, I think, a sub 3% owned. Taking Dakota Hudson deep tonight.
Isn't there like a lady that lives in the house that you're in? Can she stay away from you wearing that?
No, I mean I don't think she's seen it because they're away for the week. They're
okay.
back, I think so.
There might be some Eiffel Tower action going down in all seriousness if she sees you in that though.
I mean, yeah. Listen, watch out at dinner or at lunch. Don't forget the lady.
It's a pretty tempting sight for any female, human or otherwise.
I want to thank everybody for watching this year. It's been a successful season for RPS. Appreciate it, guys. Everybody that's hung out with us during baseball season. DC, you've worked with just about everybody that there has been. Our big baseball guy, obviously, JT's done a great job. Uncle T does the playbook once in a while. I'll get around to reading it next year. Sure. I heard it was really good. and it helped you guys out a lot. And I'm happy about that. JT Hayes, anybody you'd like to thank for baseball? I don't even care if you say anybody, but I'm just throwing it to you because I'm done talking.
It's been good. It's been good. I think we got a good team, a little bit bigger than last year, which was nice because it was tough. I think last year I did the playbook. What do we do? Maybe split it 3 days a week, something like that. DC. So it was good to have these guys. But yeah, you guys, everybody, it's a great team, good team. I worked with DC a bunch. That was fun. And Mangone, on occasion, when he decides to show up, when he's not, driving cross country or hiding children in his basement.
Or pumping iron. Yeah.
Pumping iron.
Definitely pumping iron.
You got Stevie, but Stevie's great. Gary in Discord from sun up to sundown, talking about the plays with guys. And then
Joey worked too on the bet side. Shout out to him.
The bet side is fantastic. If you're not doing this, you're not doing it right. Checking out the bet side before you start. When you finish your research, go to the bet side, see what they're on. Just helps you get a look at where people are thinking about things for the slate. So really,
JT, what
really
about
stuff.
the cash chart? The cash chart. Come on, how could you forget?
I'm not done yet. Now you've ruined it. I don't even want to talk about it.
We're really promoting our MLB products.
It's over.
That was going on.
Begging for praise for the cash.
Listen, I'll say this: the MLB season's not over. I mean, listen, we'll have playoff stuff, right? We'll have playoffs. We're talking about.
I'll be here for them, but I'm just saying.
I'm done.
That's right.
This, Big T will show up in the playoffs when we can play those relievers on Showdown. He's all about that life. So he'll definitely be there playing those slates for sure. So we'll have MLB content. Don't you worry. And here, JT, I'm going to give out the cash chart plays just for the people.
Yes.
We'll give out the locks. The locks were Lance Lynn, they were Whit Merrifield, and Josh Donaldson. So cash chart is still alive and kicking over here, even on the last day. Who knows? Maybe it'll be there for playoffs day one. I can't confirm, but I'll have to talk to the people above and we'll find out.
DC, final words.
I think
you're not going to die, I don't think, but say something to the people before it's over.
You never know. I don't take my time on this earth for granted, Holden. It's been an awesome season. NFL, we keep rolling, right? That's a great thing about DFS. One season rolls into another, and baseball will be back, regular season before we know it. But NFL product is great. Of course, basketball, like you mentioned, a great basketball team coming up in a couple of weeks, and we will keep in the green here at RPS.
All right, let's do it, guys. We're going to get out of here. Helmet head in the background. Make sure you catch all our weekend programming, too, and then Sunday morning, wake up early. JT, you're doing that show super early, right? Like, what is that, 4 a.m?
Yeah. We get up right as the sun is beginning to think about rising. That's when we go on, and it's good because then you're up and your lineups are done, and you can make some eggs. You can.
What time is it really?
Do whatever. It's 8:45 Eastern. 8:45 Eastern.
Right, and then it's the Wood Show, me and Hoop and Big T, and that leads right into our Up to Lock show with me and JSU and JJ. So it's wonderful. It's great. And I'll pay attention most of the time during football season. All right. JT, why don't you get us out of here? Say something, whatever you want to say. There's no Simon today. Helmet head back there.
It's been a fun season, guys. Crush tonight. Check us out over the weekend, 8:45 a.m. on Sunday. Helmet head. Get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah.